Day 6, Wollemi.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb.
Good morning, people of the world. It is currently 9 o'clock or so, and it is maybe 6 degrees. When I woke up this morning, it was 4. I looked at the weather app and I saw it said sheep grazier, extreme weather warning, and I thought, okay, is that a warning for the grass, that the sheep are hungry or something? No, it's a warning that it's extremely cold, wet, and windy, which didn't know that was a thing. But anyway, I'm currently at a rest stop a couple of kilometers away from the camp, just eating breakfast and using the facilities. I know I said that I was going to do the tramway trail, which was in there when I woke up this morning, but I woke up and I was kind of like, not really feeling it. It is very cold. And I looked at the photos of it and it looks nice, but it's not like, wow. And I feel like all the spots I've been to so far have been very, woo. So, yeah, I'm thinking from here, before that, unfortunately on the way here I saw a dead wombat by the side of the road, so I just called that in and hopefully a volunteer is going to sort that out. But for now I'm thinking finish breakfast and then head through Capity towards a spot which is a historic wishing well, which looks kind of cool, and then I'll head up to the area where I'm camping tonight because there's a lot to see around there. The first campsite that I've actually booked and paid for, so got a lot to live up to, bearing in mind how good the ones that I've been to have been. Turns out the wishing well was only like 20 minutes away. I actually missed the turn on the way there, and when the sat-nav readjusted it said that all of a sudden it was going to take an hour and a half or something to get there. But fortunately I managed to find somewhere that I could do a quick U-turn and then drive back. Alright, here's the wishing well. It looks a little bit worse for wear, unfortunately. The stones have worn away and it looks like it's actually being propped up by some wooden supports. But yeah, it's still beautiful all the same. Unfortunately I don't have a coin to throw in, or at least I don't have a coin that I want to lose, but I'll make a wish all the same. It is very, very cold. I don't know whether I brought any hats or gloves either, so that's a bit of a poor planning on my part. I think the plan from now is to head towards Dunn's Swamp, and there's a couple really cool things there. One of the walks actually says you get a view of volcanic remnants or something like that, which is just incredible, and a lot of wildlife. And I mean, it's a swamp. How often do you get to go to a swamp? So I'll be making the most of that. I can check into the campsite at 2. So I'll have to find a way to make do around there. Hopefully there's parking of some sort. I wish I could just give you my eyes rather than have to record stuff, because I just don't feel like the camera does justice to how nice this looks. On the way in I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is nice. But on the way back out I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is nice. And the camera makes it look good, but it was incredible. I've made it to Dunn's Swamp and figured out where I'm going to be camping for the night. It's actually a pretty nice spot because it's booked. It means that everyone actually gets their own space, which is nice. But showing you around will have to wait. Right now while it's still bright, I'm going to go look at one of the lookouts nearby and one of the walks, because the Wollemi here where I am is home to a lot of Australia's unique wildlife like platypuses and red-tailed wallabies. So it's a good opportunity to go explore and see some of the wild, what's it called? What's the word for? Not wilderness. Wildlife. The Wollemi wildlife. A little bit of alliteration. Alright, this is called the Weir Walk, which takes you along the swamp itself, just so the swamp's to your right as you walk into the nice lookout spots. One thing you see a lot of on this water, if not animals, is people canoeing. I mean, what a great opportunity to canoe along a swamp. How often can you say you're going to do that? The swamp itself is in Wollemi National Park, which is, I think, one of the largest national park areas in Australia. I mean, even on the drive on the way in, you saw how beautiful the whole place is. It's just incredible. Hopefully we get some views of some nice wildlife. Found some wombat poo. You can tell that it's wombat poo because it's square. Take a look. No idea how that works. But yes, that means there's hopefully some wombats nearby. These trees are called scribbly gums, and it's because of those little scribbly lines that are on the tree. And I believe those are formed because some sort of larva is, the eggs are laid underneath the bark, and then they wiggle their way out, and as they do, it creates that wiggling pattern. That scribbly pattern. Or maybe I've just made that up, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about something entirely different. Look at this little guy. Look at how angry he looks. To be fair, I guess I'd be angry if some giant idiot was pointing a camera at my face. He's huge though. Look what I've accidentally stumbled across. Damn. Damn, whoppity damn. No, I don't know what it's actually called. It's probably Weir's Dam or something. But yeah, this is where the swamp comes to it. Well, swamp comes to a stop, I guess. It flows over the edge down into here. Okay, I may not have found any kangaroos or wombats, but I did find a lot of other interesting critters. Like this little bird, he was hopping around in front of me for ages. Plus, a whole bunch of ants. They're all quite interesting, to be honest. They seem like the only creature who you'd see carrying something 10 times their size and just think, oh yeah, that sounds normal. Oh, plus these tiny, tiny little fish. I don't even know whether you can see them on camera. I think I'm just tricking myself into thinking that I can see them. But they were there, and there were hundreds and hundreds of them. There was also an Aboriginal rock shelter a little further down the path. It was really hard to find the hand paintings, but I eventually found this one, which was on the roof, It was the only one I could see, which I think is because it was the only one that would have been out of reach, so it hadn't been destroyed by people touching it and whatnot. Did you know the plural of platypus is platypuses, not platypi? Because it doesn't have the right etymology to be platypi. I don't know what it has to be. I'm assuming that's Greek, platypi. So yeah, it's platypuses or something else, which is even weirder, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I think for the first time in this whole trip, I'm actually going to have a relaxing afternoon. It's about 3:30, and I think I'm just going to sit back and read a book or something. I actually brought a lot of books with me. I brought Beyond Good and Evil by Nietzsche, which is a bit of a thought-provoker, I guess, and I brought The Road by Cormac McCarthy. He's a fun author, kind of a different style to anyone else you ever read. He doesn't really punctuate, so the sentences flow really interestingly. But yeah, still a fun read. Then I also brought like a bunch of kind of kiddie action books. Or not a bunch, a couple. Just like spy books and stuff like that, because I find them fun to pick up every now and again. So yeah, I'm going to pick up one of those. Settle down. Read. Maybe eat dinner. You can see the photo of the day. And then send it off for the night probably. So, peace. I took 59 photos today. From very early on in the day, I thought the photo would be the one of the wishing well, which I took this morning. When I was looking at it, I was thinking of the song by Juice WRLD called Wishing Well, and in particular one of the lines in that song where he says something which is probably a concerningly accurate statement of the state of his life, and then he says, "I just told you my secret, it's tearing me to pieces." And I guess that's what a wishing well really is, a place where you tell your secrets. Maybe they're the things that you're too scared to share with the world, or maybe they're just secret because otherwise they won't come true. But I thought that was a powerful image and a powerful story, but somehow there was something more. To me, there's just something about where the water meets the forest, something beautiful about it, and that's basically what entirely that swamp was, and that was just so special to me. In particular, in this photo, there was something about the way the sun was peeking through the clouds and bouncing off the water, and you had the rocks that go right to the water and then the forest that extends from that, and it's just beautiful. To be honest, it made me understand why Shrek was so mad that people were in his swamp. If my home was like that, I would not want anybody near it. So yeah, that's today's photo of the day. Number 6, my swamp. And this photo is going to take the 5th spot in my list.